Welcome to part 4 of the video. The world as we speak is having millions of fixings, millions. Henceforth, elaborating all fixings in one video is impossible. Probably in the later stages, I would be deliberating more on fixings. We feel that there is no concept called cross channelization. Now, what the hell is cross channelization? Now, by cross channelization, I mean one fixing influencing another index. And this is a reality. Although I shot many videos on OIS, overnight index swaps, but let me have another stupidity by Bloomberg. Page number 53 of this book. In August 2007, the spread between 3 months LIBOR, dollar LIBOR, and overnight index swap, a measure of a bank overnight borrowing cost. What the hell you talking? What the hell you talking? Overnight index swaps are not for overnight. It is for longer tenor also. USD overnight index swap lasts till 40 years. GBP, Euro, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, they last till decades. Overnight index swap is an example of the interbank borrowing cost. And see this book, what they are talking? In August 2007, the spread between 3 months dollar LIBOR and overnight index swap, a measure of a bank overnight borrowing cost, jumped 12 basis. What the hell? Forget the 12 basis. See the level of knowledge of Bloomberg. Overnight index swap, in short, is a measure of hedging local currency exposure in local currency books and local country. This is OIS, overnight index swaps. And what the hell is mentioned here? We know the reason. Now, how does it work? If I have taken a position in any interest rate benchmark, and if I'm in a position to manipulate this by 1 bips, which by the way, it's still going on. If you are thinking it is not going on, then you are mistaken. Then it not only ends up as $1 million benefit to me because I'm manipulating it, rather it ends up as a cross channelization. So let's take a simplistic example. I'm having USD INR non-deliverable forward, and I can make 1 bips changes in the fixing. It's an example. Of course, it ends up as millions of dollars of benefit to me. Millions of dollars, which even you can't think of. Immediately. In India, the fixing comes at 1 p.m. Near about 1 p.m. you can say. Immediately, it would have impact on the spot prices and the subsequent period. Until otherwise, there is a big activity. And this impacts the, by the way, the fixing impacts the IRS curves, interest rate swap curves, POS positions, principal only swap positions, COS positions, coupon only swap positions, the USD INR OIS curve, USD INR FRA curve, forward rate agreement curve, USD INR CCIRS curve, cross currency interest rate swap curve, and many more. If I can manipulate it by 1 bips, then I would end up with several $1 million of money. Several millions. And this is just a simplistic example I gave. Oh, what the hell is that? What I'm talking is the cross channelization which I'm talking. That is very important. Which means that, apparently speaking, I'm manipulating a fixing by 1 bips. It's an example, I again repeat. I'm manipulating the fixing by 1 bips, but it ends up manipulation in multiple indexes who are directly or indirectly linked with that fixing. And what would be the end result? You know. But let me read this again for you. The official sounding Foreign Exchange and Money Market Committee, FXMMC, was made up of about 15 representatives from the LIBOR setting banks who exercised a veto on anything LIBOR related. If a suggestion was made to BBA for a way to reform the rate, it would ultimately need to be approved by the committee. Likewise, if evidence of manipulation was discovered, it was a committee that would decide on any punishment. In its 22-year history, not a single firm has been sanctioned. Bloomberg. And what's the title of that book? The Fix. Did they mention the non-deliverable part which I told you? No. To conclude this whole story, one thing which we need to learn very clearly and concisely is that the world of financial markets is full of frauds. It is as deep we never thought about. Let it be honest. More importantly and apparently, we might end up having millions of books in libraries on Amazon.com or maybe various platforms, but that doesn't mean that all of them are high quality books. There is so much about the banking and the financial infrastructure. I call this that financial infrastructure, which isn't available in the public. I gave you an example of MAS, Monetary Authority of Singapore, and I'm not short of examples. And this is something which we need to learn. To all who are looking to have their career in the financial market, probably investment bankers, probably the dealers, the traders, the prop traders, and all like that, they need to learn these things. Apparently, these regulatory firms works for you, apparently. But practically, they are not working for you. Practically, they are designated, I repeat, designated to work with few selected people, probably banks. And this brings, let me be honest, this brings the level of stupidity inside the system, which in turn create frauds. We have fixings in commodities, we have fixings in weather derivatives, we have fixings in fixed income, money market, currencies, and majority of these fixings are rigged. Just one fixing, LIBOR, came in public, and I gave you the example of the non-deliverable. Try and understand what I told you in this video, that the so-called committees on the board of these, these central banks, they only work for few people. And if they think that no one can raise the voice, or no one can expose them, or no one can let people know that what the hell they are up to, then they are absolutely incorrect. Let it be honest. So next time when you hear a committee, especially the Money Market Committee, Association of Banks Singapore, Monetary Authority of Singapore, and I'm not short of examples, don't treat them as a god. They are not God. They're not God. They are designated to work for few people. Straight away. And this designation would continue. Until otherwise, somebody like me, or maybe somebody else, came forward and came up with the facts which cannot be denied, like I'm telling you. And that's a reality. But at the end of the day, grass is not green on the other side. A very great line by, I don't know who made it. Grass is not green on the other side. Similarly, Bloomberg is not a knowledgeable institution. I am watching their TV on a daily basis. I'm watching their quotes on a daily basis. And now I'm reading their book. What the hell is this, Bloomberg? Didn't they vouch this book? Didn't they check this book? Didn't they aware that what the author, the so-called Mr. Liam Vaughan and Kevin Finch is writing, is that a complete fact? I let this to you and you decide yourself. Have a great time.